afternoon, everybody. And it is a really good afternoon in that it's peaceful and serene. So, I don't know why the screen was blinking or is blinking again right now. I don't know if it's coming through on this video. Let's see. Stop. Yeah. Stop for a second. All right. Well, there it goes again. Strange. The closer I get. Oh, all right. What is going on? I don't know. I don't know if it's blinking on your end too, but see, I have to be at a certain angle for it to stop blinking. So I want to get to the heart of the matter. Things have been going great, and I do mean like relatively great. I'm glad. I don't feel the same as I did a few months ago, which is good. For the first time in my life, I feel different. I feel different in a great way. Things have felt more positive, less stressful, and I can't explain it enough in just one video. But like I said before, and I'm a work in progress. My journey is I still have a long journey ahead of me. Things are far from perfect, but with spirituality and faith, which I came to believe myself, because I left myself open to the answers, and the answers came to me. But it was just one main answer, and that was, how can I believe to receive? Because that's what they say, you have to believe to receive. And before in my life, I could never believe. A lot of people said, oh, there's only one way to fix your life, to see changes, and that's to go through God. I never believed them. I never believed them. I'll never forget, I had a friend of mine who, when I had an apartment in Brentwood, I live in California, so when I lived in Brentwood a long time ago, I had just gotten out of prison, and so I moved to Brentwood, and it's a lovely city. It's small, it's a lovely city. I met somebody there at a Starbucks, and we started talking, and he was a chiropractor, and he was this really older man, and he had actually been in the system as well. He had been in prison, and he had his own business then, and he had experienced a lot of things, and he shared his wisdom with me, and I never listened to him. I never did. I wasn't interested. Well, one thing he told me that always stayed with me but never sunk in till now. One day we were sitting in his car, and I asked him for help with something, and he said, you need to get it. You need to get it, that what you need and what you want and what you ask for, there is a way to get it, but it's only one way, and that is through God. And I didn't believe him. We were sitting in his car in the Whole Foods parking lot, and I remember at that time there was a brick wall in the back, and we were literally face to face with the brick wall in the car. So if you looked through the windshield, you saw the brick wall. And he told me, you see that wall? You're trying, and you keep trying to go through that brick wall, and every time you try that, you're going to hit your head, and you're never going to get through that wall. That's what it is when you're trying to go every which way but through God. If you go through God, that's your key. I didn't believe him. And the rare times that I would come across somebody who would briefly mention God, and that, you can get what you need and even what you ask for. And even, the parable in the Bible, the faith of a mustard seed, and you can make this move. I never believed it because I never believed the one thing, and I'm going to come to that in a second. I never thought I deserved God. And that was that was the root of it, is that I never thought I deserved God, so I never believed the people who would tell me. And it was like that forever until just maybe a couple months ago, when I finally made my move and I got rid of the bad people in my life. Coincidentally, I mean, when I got rid of them for good, by breaking it off with them and never talking to them again, and this time for good, things changed drastically for the better. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I haven't had setbacks since then. I've had some legal setbacks, but everything was fine through them. Through those setbacks, I came through glowing. I came through fine legally. In fact, things have gotten a lot better. Now, what happened that things changed drastically for the better is that I left myself open to the answers. And if you do your research is your blessing. It's one of your blessings, and YouTube can be a blessing also. We know the internet is a blessing and a curse, but you do your research. And if there wasn't YouTube, what would you be doing? You'd be reading books, or you'd be talking to experts or teachers that you trust, or people that you trust that know. And that's research. But now research is literally at your fingertips. Okay. YouTube, more than Wikipedia. It gives you information, and information is what you need. And I learned how to open myself, leave myself open, and the answers came. Those were revelations. And I learned that the only one thing I need is to believe, but I learned the key to believing, and it's so simple. It's so simple, is that as a child of God, and those of us who have been chosen to be children of God, and I want to say this right now, that I'm going to try my best, and I have been trying for a long time, not to give a gender or assign a gender to God. God doesn't have a gender. God is an entity. So I try my best, if I don't forget, not to say he. Okay, so as all of us who are chosen to, who are God's children, we don't deserve any goodness from God. That's why it's called grace. Grace is that one word. It's the key word. There's nothing quote unquote magical, but there is a threshold in your mind to cross, and if you cross that, you're done. It's called grace, because grace, we don't deserve it. It's given to us. Although we don't deserve it, it's given to us despite the fact that we are wrongdoers. We're sinners. We're wrongdoers. God gave Jesus for that very reason, because God loves us as God's children so much that God gave Jesus so that we can have our prayers answered. That's grace. Right there. That's it. If you believe, and it's the truth. Jesus was not a shaman like some people say. Jesus was real. Jesus was given as a sacrifice, plain and simple, for us, because we weren't our wrongdoers. So Jesus was given for us as a sacrifice. And if you believe that, then you believe that because God did that for us and gave Jesus for us, then God wants to answer our prayers for good things. You know? And it's not all right to be a wrongdoer. We all know that. Wrongdoing is not good. But that's not what it's about. We cannot redeem ourselves. We cannot make wrongs right in God's eyes. Okay, we can on earth, but we're not in God's eyes. So don't try. I feed homeless people. I give shampoo, soap, lotions, necessary things to homeless people, even unnecessary things like treats. But I do it. I don't do it because I want anything back from them. And that's another thing. I do it, and I don't do it because I think God's going to forgive me for anything. I'm not looking for that. I do it just to put positivity out there so that positivity comes back to me. I just let it fly, and the positivity comes back to you. So you can't feed the homeless and say, okay, God, this is my payment for the things that I did wrong. So now I'm putting, money in the bank, so to speak, for you to forgive me. It's not that. Or you should just do that just to do it, just for good energy. So you can't purchase forgiveness. You can't make it so that you deserve it. And that's just it. You have to understand that you have God's love because of grace, and that's it. So in that aspect alone, you have it coming. You don't deserve it, but you have it coming unconditionally. And God's love for me has been unconditional. Not one time has God ever let me go without food, let me go hungry or thirsty, or suffer beyond my endurance. I've suffered a lot. I've been through a lot. And I close my eyes to underline how much God has given me in so many good ways when I look back. I'm not lucky to be here. I'm blessed to be here. God has always blessed me. And sometimes we don't feel that way because we're so upset. We're so overwhelmed. We're so buried in the moment. But ever since I figured this out, this spirituality, this faith, not because someone told me, not because I thought I'm supposed to do it. No, I genuinely feel it. Let me tell you, God and the energy in the universe, it's real. Energy is physical. Your thoughts put energy into motion. It's physical. Yes. There's so much more that I could say, and there's so much more that I need to learn. With all the good things that have come, and it's so different in such a great way. I've had setbacks, like I said, and I came through them with flying colors. And I mean that in a real way. And another thing is my boyfriend is back. We're back together. Where is he? Let's see. I'm using this tripod as a selfie stick, so bear with me because I'm, let's see here. Okay, turning it around, and I hope it brings everything into the rightful. Oh, there you are. Here's my boyfriend. Hi, beautiful. Oh, earlier you were just jumping up and down all over the place, but now you're so cool, calm, and collected, aren't you? You've had a long, good day playing, frolicking. Huh? Are you resting now? You were jumping all over me a second ago. This is Poobah, the snout that launched 1,000 ships. Poobah of Troy. Yeah, Poobah with a P, as in the Grand Poobah, boss cat of the jungle. Come here. Hey. I love that big button nose. Coochie. I love you. I love you. This guy is something else. He's really funny. There are times when he is just absolutely funny without trying. And this is one of his beds. Let's see if we can get a shot together. You are so angelic. Yeah. But he can be a Tasmanian devil too. So I don't know if I'm holding this right, but here's part of the place. And let's see, is this going right? This is actually, if you can see it, yeah. This is actually genuine mid-70s, mid-century furniture. I love all things mid-century. And when I first moved here, actually, this place has only had one owner, so that's wonderful. The previous owners left this furniture, and at first I didn't realize just how valuable it is. It's not monetarily valuable, but it is vintage, so I consider it very valuable in that way. This is actually real wood, and these chairs are real leather, and they're butter soft, and they're in such amazing condition. And they're on casters, which you don't find this kind of furniture, I mean the quality, anymore. This is solid, and of course it's expandable. I have the other piece in storage. At first I just didn't know what I had, and there's actually two of these here that they left. So it's truly, now that's what you call lucky to get something like that. So this is where Poobah plays, in this little, I call it a courtyard, but you know, for now I'm hoping to move out of here. So let's see if you can see this right. Originally this place had a lot of tile, and again, I didn't realize how wonderful that is. You know, it had original 70s tile, ceramic tile, beautiful prints, and I had it all taken out and replaced with this laminate. No, no, no. Okay, so this is my baby's room. Everything here is real wood. I kept the mid-century vibe theme. So I've kept this strictly real wood, except for the floor, which is laminate, and all non-BPA material toys, cast iron cars, and organic material here. Let's see here. I've been really strict with my babies, all the material, organic diapers, which were first and foremost in my mind. I made my own wipes with olive oil and Bronner soap in metal boxes, but I also started using Honest wipes, which I kind of switched to even more organic. I don't think Honest is all organic anyways. And I love this room. Let's see. And this is what I call the guest room slash office. And this here is an actual vintage Nordstrom hat box. I love these. I love hat boxes, and I bought two so that I could stack them later on if I ever move out of here and I dedicate one room just to like a small museum of mid-century 70s and 80s items. But I kept this here for now, and I have the smaller one in storage. I was lucky enough to find the two in a local vintage store. At the time, I also saw a Neiman Marcus small wallet box from the 60s, which I really wanted. I don't know why I didn't buy it, but I'm going to go back and buy it if it's still there, which I'm pretty sure it is. So I like this little area right here. This is very, very peaceful, especially on rainy days, which, well, we never really get any rain. We haven't been in the last few months, but I love coconut candles. I love this brand. It's made with coconut wax, but mostly for me, because it's so boldly and beautifully scented. These are divine. I don't know if you can see them in this light, and it's lit, so I don't know if the line is really showing, but the line is cocoa. So, and here I keep all of my commercial essential oils. Let's see here. I covered the door because Poobah tends to scratch it sometimes. So there's the rose bush, and I call that my baby's rose bush. Okay, they're beautiful white roses when it's really, really full. And so that's kind of just a partial tour. And let's see if I can get the angle back, and if not, it's okay, because I'm going to be setting it down right now. All right, here we go. All right, and this is my first video in a long time. This is a very, very, very young channel, and it's very new, as you can tell, from the very, very small amount of subscribers, but that's fine. If you like this, hit like, subscribe. Any positive comments are absolutely welcome. Of course, I'd love it. And on a different note, in the future, I want to include my favorite things as far as food, makeup, things that appeal to women, men, children, and things that are good for pets. And with those, I actually want to do giveaways. I would love to do giveaways and gifts for my viewers, and that's definitely on the menu for the future, hopefully soon. I'm not sure. I'm looking first to get good tools. One of them, of course, first and foremost, is editing. As you can tell, none of these videos have ever been edited in any way, so I'm looking for that tool, and little by little, and it becomes a lot more refined, a lot more smooth, and I'm looking to make them professional. Right now, they're just amateur me videos, and that's about it. Going back to the main thing is faith, spirituality. I pray first and foremost for, of course, the most important, my children, then for myself and my dog. He really is an angel. And I pray for justice in my criminal court cases. I really do. I've been getting justice in the most impossible situations lately, and it's not just in my head. It's not just coincidence. I've been getting possibilities in the most impossible situations. These are cases in which the system has cheated me in a big way. A lot of corruption, a lot of crooked people, again, a lot of impossible situations. They've incarcerated me before this case has even been adjudicated. They've put me through more than I can say, but they've gotten more pounds of flesh than ever appropriate. I'll say that much. But you know what? Faith moves mountains. Faith does move mountains, and now I believe it. I never believed it before because I didn't know the way. When you know the way, that's all you need, is just to know the way, and ask. Just ask and leave yourself open, and it will come to you. I promise it will. And hey, I hope to be back relatively soon. Again, I'm looking for the tools that I need, and so far, so good. Thanks. Bye.